Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another Spider-Man related video, and today is another amazing review with my dad. We just got out of seeing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse before opening night because it is Thursday, December 13th. We saw it at 8 p.m. We are very tired though, but we have waited a full year for this movie ever since its reveal on December 2017. It's passed, it's here, it's out, it's awesome, and we just saw it. We literally just got out of the theater. And this is our non-spoiler review, just our initial impressions of what we think about seeing the movie. And we'll rate it for you guys, talk about our thoughts. And first off, is it truly the best Spider-Man movie ever made? Because that is what everyone's saying on Twitter, on Rotten Tomatoes, the critics. They're saying it is the best Spider-Man movie, period. From live action with Tobey and Andrew to now animated, which is the very first ever animated Spider-Man movie, which we waited for so long to see an animated Marvel movie on this type of quality. And for me, I really enjoyed it. I think that it was a very great way to appreciate everything related to Spider-Man, both for, you know, the younger generations and the old hardcore fans. I do think that Miles is obviously the main character of the film, obviously. Because even though it's into the Spider-Verse, where there's multiple Spider people, Miles is obviously the main character of this film. Like in the first 5 minutes, it's really clear he's the main character of this movie. You know, the other cast with the voice actors and actresses portraying the characters, excuse me, I think they did a really great job. And animation-wise, for an animated film, I do think it is, you know, extremely exceptional in terms of what Sony was able to do with the visual aesthetics of each particular Spider person, having a unique art style tailored to them, and incorporating really interesting action sequences with this form of animation was really cool to see. And for my dad, you don't really know too much about Miles Morales as a character, so this was really kind of your first, you know, experience to who Miles is. Yeah. Because you haven't even gotten that far in the PS4 game. You haven't seen who Miles is as a character. No. So for that, and you were kind of a bit off-put at first with this movie having Miles as the main character instead of Peter.
Yeah, well, I remember when you first told me that they're going to have a movie, I am thinking Tenace.
Yeah, new animated series, our favorite. That's right.
So I'm like thinking about time, and then, you know, I go, what's about... So when you said the universes, I was thinking about
Shattered Dimensions.
Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, that's me too.
So that's how I was always kind of viewing it when you told me that it was going to be different. And I go, well, that's cool. So you're going to do a movie version of like a Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, yeah.
But then once we saw the trailers, and then, you know, Miles Morales, and quite honestly, I was thinking it more kind of Peter Parkerish, just you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting, but in a positive way. I actually liked the character way more than what my expectations were.
Yeah,
and that was from seeing the trailers.
Right.
When I saw the trailers, especially they had some cutesy joking, I'm thinking, oh my God, they're just destroying this.
Yeah.
And but obviously, you know that I was cracking up laughing.
Yeah, well, he loved Peter in this movie, played by Jake Johnson with the sweats and
I liked all it, but it was the interaction.
Yeah, between Miles and Peter is a huge highlight
great.
In this movie.
Excellent.
Definitely between Shameik Moore and Jake Johnson. I think Shameik Moore as Miles does a great job voicing him. And for the overall movie itself, I guess what's your favorite part about it? With animation or the characters or the story?
They're all okay. First of all, I totally enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
It was way better than what I expected. I pretty much went to it thinking, you know, I just wanted to be decent. You know? And I mean, when we were sitting in the chairs, you know, I told you, you know, I didn't think it was going to be that good. Yeah. I was totally surprised. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Me too, because you guys know me. I was excited for Spider-Man PS4 this whole year and nothing else. And you know, this year is technically the year of the Spider, since we've gotten so much Spider-Man related stuff this year with him in the Avengers movie, Infinity War,
and all your goodies.
Then Spider-Man PS4, of course, all the merch, and then Venom we just saw, you know, in October, and now this capping off the year in December with Into the Spider-Verse. And I think it was really well received from people, and I think it is worth the hype. Is it the best Spider-Man movie? That's a personal question for a lot of people, and a lot of things to take in with that factor. It could relate to nostalgia or just what the movie is itself. For me, it's not my favorite. Like it a lot. Isn't in my top 5? Probably. But my favorite is still the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, and my dad's is, of course, Spider-Man 2. That's your favorite with Doc Ock.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But with the movie itself, animation-wise, this is definitely the most unique form of animation I've ever seen in a movie, with it looking actually like a comic book brought to life. And like I said earlier, all Spideys in the movie have their own unique art style. Like Noir was black and white. Miles was, you know, more like stylized. Gwen was definitely more like, you get that punk rock vibe from her. Where you kind of saw like you hear like guitar music come in whenever she's on screen and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. One thing I will say though, and this is what I thought, you know, going into it, when seeing the trailers and seeing the full movie, I was not a fan of some of the character designs, mainly of Green Goblin, Scorpion, Kingpin, and I don't want to say it, but another villain that appears in the movie. Interesting designs, and they're very interesting from an animation perspective, but for me, I wasn't really too keen on their looks in the film. I know it's another dimension, so they each have their own unique designs, but for me, I wasn't really feeling it. And another thing, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider people, different dimensions, different Spider characters, different backstories. The main characters of this movie is, in order, Miles, Peter, and Gwen. Those are the main characters. I do think for the Spider-Verse aspect, in some points, I think that they rushed aspects of Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham. They're funny. Every time they're on screen, they're really good at comedic, you know, value and stuff like that. And I think that when they're doing action sequences, they're really cool, and you see different art styles with them. But it kind of felt a bit rushed. And I do think that they could have expanded upon them a bit more, but I know that if you're a hardcore comic book fan, you'll know who they are already. But for the general audience, like, you didn't know about Spider-Ham or Penny Parker. So what was your thoughts of seeing them for like the first time in this?
Oh, it was fun. It added to the fun. I actually was so negative when you're talking about the Spider-Ham. I'm thinking, like, you know, that's going to be so stupid. They're going to ruin it. But I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The one thing though is that when you talk about the characters, right? So the Aunt May character we all know about,
right?
And you know, Peter,
right?
But the thing that I did like was the uncle character.
Aaron. Uncle Aaron.
No, but he was
Miles' uncle.
Yeah, but he's the spoiler.
It's known. Miles' uncle is the Prowler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Prowler.
Okay, so that's okay.
Which is cool because you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that a lot of comic book people know. So you knowing that as your first time.
Because you asked me earlier about the characters.
Yeah.
That character is that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, because the plot twist, I
you didn't see it coming.
That. Well, yeah, because I don't know about it.
Yeah, but that's a cool perspective for someone who is kind of like, this is your gateway to Miles as a character.
Yeah.
And then seeing that revelation of his uncle being the Prowler.
Well, the fact
really cool that you saw that.
I mean, I was watching the movie, I was just enjoying the movie.
Yeah.
But now, since that's my first introduction to it, the Miles Morales character that I was kind of not some other stupid universe twist thing.
Yeah.
I actually liked it. I liked the fact that his character, the interaction with his dad, and it's more kind of current streetwise life situation.
Very heartfelt, too.
Right, no, so I like that, you know, I like that character and the family. Still harkens to Marvel, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Big character building. And, but the uncle character.
Yeah.
That is eventually the bad guy.
Yeah.
That I actually want to find out more about.
Really?
Like, yeah, no,
that's cool.
Like even read a comic or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Cool.
I mean,
that's the first time I'm hearing this. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. So that.
No.
Really,
well, you know
really
why? Because I want to find out
villain.
how did he get to the dark side.
Yeah.
You know? But that's
what made him
topic.
become the Prowler.
But let's talk about that later.
Yeah, but yeah, I like what you were saying. Really great character portrayals of Uncle Aaron Davis and Miles.
Yeah.
And new twists on characters like Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy. And then you also get a lot of fan service for, you know, hardcore Spider-Man fans who know a lot about the comics and stuff. You'll see a lot of throwbacks and Easter eggs to a lot of Spider-Man media and lore, which is always cool. Animation, you know, again, it is a comic book brought to life. However, the problem with that is that any time in the movie, if you pause it, like if you were to pause the movie, it would look like a comic book frame. Perfect. Sometimes, though, it's in the foreground and background of some parts of the movie. It's like it almost should be in 3D. Like, it was a bit blurry in, like, the foreground where you see a lot of the you know, just citizens of New York just walking around or cars moving in the city. The scene in the teaser trailer where Miles is backflipping off the building and falling with the hoodie on, that looks phenomenal. It looks smooth, it looked crisp, perfect. When there were scenes with Miles in school, it looked a bit like stop motion-esque, or like I could see frames kind of lingering with people in the crowd in his school. I don't know, like, I know that was intentional. They keep saying it's a whole new form of animation. I understand that it's trying to be a comic book brought to life, but some forms of it kind of felt, I don't know, like, not jarring, but just like kind of, I had to get used to it in a way. I know I just kind of dissed a lot of it. It sounds like I am, but I do really appreciate the, you know, the new innovative way on how they can make an animated movie for a superhero. Like, we see all the DC animated movies. We love all the Batman animated movies. My favorite being a Batman Under the Red Hood. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
And also, I think Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I love that one. This, though, is on a whole nother level, obviously. This is, like, huge, you know, big blockbuster production-wise for a movie. It really grabs a lot of people from different generations, old, young, new, you know, absent fans of Spider-Man, and really gets them into this whole new world to experience for both characters like Miles and Peter, and for fans of the old Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man. So, I do think it was a really great movie. Is it the best? For me, no, but I still really, really enjoyed it a lot. And I think that if they are going to make a sequel, which, if you know now, that they're going to make a sequel with supposedly only Spider-Woman, with Spider-Gwen leading it in the charge. I like her character in the movie, so hopefully they can choose a whole new array of characters to choose from that would make me want to go see a sequel to this in theaters. And yeah, I think it was really good. Some parts of some characters were a bit rushed, but at the same point, I understand why they had to do that. So I would give it a 9 out of 10. I know it doesn't sound like it after everything I just said, but I do think this is a very new form of animation and storytelling, which is much appreciated for Spider-Man fans like ourselves. And I would see it again, because I definitely want to try and wrap my head around things that were in some scenes and try and, like, see, like, how that went down again, because it's a lot to take in first time seeing. So, yeah, what'd you think?
Well, for me, because I've heard you say this a couple times,
Yeah.
it's advertised as the greatest...
Yeah.
The
Best
greatest,
Spider-Man movie ever. Period.
And a living comic?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Like a living, moving comic.
Okay. So...
Like a comic book brought to life.
For
how it looked.
Yeah, a comic book brought to life.
Yeah.
So, as far as a movie is concerned, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. So, my enjoyment level, I mean, it blown, you know, for me, there's only a couple of movies that totally blown me away that I would rate it 10.
Yeah.
But in this kind of a genre, I'd give it an 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I would give it an 8. And the reason being is because, from what you're saying, they are selling it as a comic book brought to life.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that game that has the cutscenes,
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Our favorite, one of our favorites, besides Spider-Man PS4.
That's the kind of movie I want.
Yeah.
That's a comic book brought to life.
Right.
To me, this is not a comic book to life.
Really?
This is an animated movie.
Wow.
That has comic book
elements in
little things tossed in there.
Right. I can see that.
Just by putting a little script on there, to me, does not make
the speech bubble and the text.
That does, no, it didn't have speech bubble, but it had the speech
the thought bubbles.
Squares.
Yeah.
To me, it's more of an animated movie.
Yeah.
That towards the
It's
end,
trying to look
really,
like...
it was just towards the end.
Yeah.
That had the script.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that was throughout the whole movie.
Right.
So to me, it's an animated movie that added in some marketing thing that's a comic book to life. That the animated style is not. It's more animation than comic book.
Yeah, I can see that.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
As far as art. As
Yeah.
far as art is concerned.
I see that.
You know.
Yeah.
But as far as a movie is concerned.
Right. Loved it.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But if they're, you know, that's where I differ.
Yeah, same thing here. And that's why I find it crazy that some people are saying it's the best Spider-Man movie. You know, there's a lot of things. Oh, yeah.
Can I say something? So that's the other qualm that I have.
Right.
Is that I think it's a great animated movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. As a movie, you know, I'd probably, you know, an 8.
Gotcha.
You know, like I said.
Yeah.
But you're comparing an animated movie
to a live action
movie.
Right.
And to me, you know, it's number 2.
Right. Is your favorite Spider-Man 2.
So I think it's comparing apples to oranges.
I think so too. I find that a bit odd too. That they're comparing it on the same level as not just the Sam Raimi movies, but also the MCU, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and you know, I do agree in a way. I think it is kind of a bit of an unfair comparison,
which I think takes away from the movie.
Yeah, when you go in that mindset, just enjoy it as a Spider-Man movie.
But just enjoy it as a movie with the story and character acting. In that case, when I drop all the analytical, because you know me,
right?
I was anti towards it.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
But it won you over in the end.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah. Especially Peter Parker.
Within a matter of minutes, I was drawn to the story. The acting, the voice acting itself was excellent.
Yeah, Shameik Moore and Jake Johnson were standout performances.
Especially when you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy is a lot harder than most people think.
Right.
So the comedic editing, the way they did it, I give it a 10.
That's great.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a lot of different levels to go over for this type of movie, so I totally agree.
I mean, in fact,
I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah, the editing, the voice acting requires good editing and good directing. Those 3 combined give it a 9.
And you can tell if they're meshing well.
Oh, it was
with their performances. They definitely played off each other really well. So final thoughts. We liked it a lot.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Absolutely.
I want to see it again with you.
I want to see it again too with you, especially because that's half the fun. And I do think, even though I was a bit harsh on some of the animation forms and the characters, I still think this being the first ever animated Spider-Man outing and just a movie in general, I think it's really well done, incorporating all these different spider people and spider characters, like, you know, the villains of Spider-Man and the overall lore of what the character is and what he represents and what he means to so many people. I think the creators of this did a really great job of having people feel empowered to like think that they can become Spider-Man, or like believe that they can become Spider-Man. That's what the tagline is: anyone can wear the mask. So I think that's a good message to send. I think they were a bit too on the nose about it, though. I won't say why, because it might be a bit spoilerish, but I still think that it is a good message to send to people. And you gave it an 8. I'll give it a 9. I think it was really well done. We'll see it again. But yeah, I think that they can improve on a bit more aspects about it next time when they make a sequel, and that some of the characters were a bit rushed with the Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham. But it was a great movie, and I had a lot of fun just seeing it with my dad. But anyways, guys, that's our impression/review of Into the Spider-Verse. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of the movie? Would you see it again? Who's your favorite Spider person in the movie? And until next time, everybody, stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.
Bye.